naturehills.com. Personalized service from an online company. Over 5,000 unique plant and garden offerings. Welcome to Garden Bites, an interactive website and gardening community.
Hi, I'm Kevin Lutz. This afternoon on Garden Bites, we're going to talk a little bit about ornamental shrubs in your garden. Today we'll be using these simple tools that you may already have at your home or garden workshop. I'm going to be using a wheelbarrow to pick up the excess gravel, rock, or lawn mulching that has been used prior, a garden rake to do so, and a post hole shovel. I like the post hole shovel because we're going to be digging a smaller, narrower hole for our shrub, and we're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do, clear away the gravel or the landscaping rock that's already in place. You may have to work at it a little bit harder if it's been down for a while. And we'll scrape that back. Because what I'm going to want ultimately here is a hole 3 times bigger than my pot and about 3/4 the size of the ball. So let's go ahead and dig out some of that dirt now. And it can help to irrigate the area you're going to be planting in, maybe the night before, so it's not muddy but damp and a little bit easier to work with. And this is just right. It's exactly the way we want it. It's not mud, it's not hard, dry terra firma. And the plant's going to like this too. It's cool here in the shade on the north side of this house. And this particular ornamental does well in shades, or rather in the shade, or direct sunlight. That's going to be just about right for depth. We can always take it out if we've got too much in there. The next step is to gently take your shrub or plant with your hands, loosen the outer container that it's come to love and grow in since it was started. Put your hands around the base of it. And if you can't easily remove it, go ahead and get a knife or a pair of scissors and cut that away. We're going to go ahead and gently score that and then peel that away. Get that out of our way. You might like to work with gloves. I kind of like the feel of the dirt in my hands. There we go. And we're free. Remember, that's not biodegradable. Be sure that you deal with that appropriately. Now, this is a little bit root bound. It's been in this pot maybe a little bit longer than it should have been. But we're going to loosen that without damaging as many of those roots as we can. And that's going to make it easier for water to make its way in there and get into those little hair roots that are going to suck up moisture. Not going to get a lot of that dirt away from that. All right. Now with this particular plant, in this particular setting, I'm going to choose to put the best side of it facing north as it sits now, and make sure that it sits nice and tight in there. And I'm going to go ahead and begin repacking the dirt that came out of the hole originally back into the hole. And we're going to loosen that in there, tuck it in. We've got the top of the ball slightly below the current grade of the ground. And that's so that water will have a tendency to accumulate around it when it does rain or the sprinkler's on. And maybe give it just a little bit more water than the area around it. Break up those big clods with your hands. Anything that's going to provide an obstacle to the root system as it tries to branch out, get itself established. And obviously we're not going to need all the dirt that came out of the hole. I'm going to go ahead and pack the dirt in around it, make sure the air doesn't get in there, and give extra fuel for disease and blighting problems later. But it's nice. I don't want to pack it too hard though, because I don't want it to be able to collect its water. Slide it back in around it, kind of blend it all back in together. The rest of the dirt obviously will wash away the first time we water it. And the most important thing that you're going to have to face is getting water on it right away. And you're going to want to water it at least once a week for the first 6 weeks. And if it were me personally, I'd probably water it 2 to 3 times a week, just because it's easy to get to and the other plants are already established. Okay, then just as soon as you possibly can after planting, be sure you get some water on it. If you don't have access to a hose, 5-gallon pail will do just fine too. And keep an eye on it. If you notice any of the branches that have died or maybe turning brown, unlike the rest of the plant, go ahead and just trim those off. And don't worry about it. We're just getting started. It's got plenty of time to correct itself, and it will. It will. Kind of wash down some of the other dirt that we dug up here. And that ought to do it. Fairly simple. Tools you already have on hand. I'm Kevin Lutz. This has been Garden Bites. Thanks.
naturehills.com. Over 5,000 unique plant and garden offerings. Point, click, and plant.